guys and gals? Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. A some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Lucas's Path. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know we've got our Patreon up. We've got Bronze tier for $5, Silver tier for $10, and Gold tier for $15 respectively, each with their own exclusive rewards and permanent access to our community Discord server, y'all. So as little as $5, y'all can come hang out with me, Elle, interact with the community, do all kinds of fun stuff. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Aura's holding a little vial of liquid in his hand. While it's clear that this is the cologne or perfume we smelled, I can't see anywhere where the stuff would leave. The top of the vial is so seamlessly merged into a diamond at the tip. He wiggles it around before putting it back down the stand next to him. The entire thing is filled with bottles of different colors, shapes, and sizes. They look more like a collection of paperweights and containers. They keep these near the front of the store to attract people in. It gives this place an elegant chic aesthetic. They're not even that expensive either. They just smell really intense, but don't last. So they're not worth it? Oh, they're perfectly fine. Maybe not for the two of us, but for most people it will be. Oh, the struggles of our species. The woes of reeking after walking 20 steps. Lucas raises an eyebrow at that, but I just have to give him a sheepish shrug. I don't think he smelled me at my worst yet. Foxes might be a little pungent, but weasels can be an entirely different breed of overwhelming. He already looks to be adjusting, and from Aura said, the smell isn't going to be around the entire store, likely for the workers' sanity. With that out of the way, I'm able to take in the rest of the store. It has a color palette of beige and gold, with every wall and pillar following it. While there are little stands like the perfume one we're next to, the majority of the room is racks of clothes. Outside of the posh first impression, it looks like your average clothing store. This is surprisingly normal. I wasn't going to take you somewhere super expensive, Walter. I doubt you could afford somewhere like that. Fancy clothes are great, but sometimes you just need something financially practical. And girl, I love a bargain. We follow him further and we stop every couple of racks as something catches Aura's eyes. He even pulls a few of them out and lays them across his arm. If it was anyone else, I'd tell him that they're the wrong size, but I think it's very intentional. I doubt he's growing to grab a single thing that covers my whole body. I can already tell what's going to happen. Plus, the fancy places always have nice stuff. Sometimes you want something a little more feisty. Places like these are for making a statement. Being rich is a statement. Yes, but it's a statement no one wants to hear. You can't talk much, Lulu. I'm pretty sure your parents earn more than mine. I wouldn't know. I've never really talked to them about money. I don't worry about that kind of stuff. Aura meets my eyes and gives a snicker. We're both thinking the same thing. That line of thought is much more a giveaway than Lucas thinks it is. As soon as I got to high school and was conscious that things cost money, I realized that cash is hard to come by and only gets scarcer the older you get. I wouldn't say I was poor. I was probably very average. We always had what we needed. My parents would splurge every now and again, but I wasn't getting every console or game I wanted. I'm even lucky I was able to come here at all. I was gonna have to take out a student loan to afford this place. Getting in was hard enough. I wasn't getting a scholarship to save my life. But I got a bit lucky, in a way, I suppose. My parents were able to pay for it, but I'm not able to just throw my money still. If I want money for anything above essentials and a bit extra, my mom sneaks into my account. I'm gonna have to work for it. My dad makes it very clear that they can't afford to give me money every time I ask. They already work insane hours to pay for everything and then mortgage on the house. Honestly, they'd be better off selling it. They're barely here anyway. It doesn't look like Lucas has that problem if his room and his attitude towards money are anything to go by. I'm a little jealous, but I'm glad he's got parents who support him this much. Anyway, I wanted to take you to this place because they have nice stuff and it's fairly affordable. You're not going to find any names here, but the stuff's good. Names? Big brands, you know, Vista, Polaris, and Iris. The really fancy brands that celebrities always wear. Oh, those. I don't really want to spend that much on clothes. I don't really get why. It's the bragging rights. People love showing off that they can afford those more exclusive brands. I'm more for letting my style speak for itself. No one ever says I don't make an entrance. Can we move on? People are going to start staring at you posing like this. I didn't even notice that Aura was showing himself off. His shirt is certainly eye-catching. It's the same one as yesterday. I wonder if he washes his clothes every day. Knowing him, probably. But he probably doesn't even need to. He likely has enough clothes to last an entire month without a repeat if he wanted to. Second, y'all, it is water time. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. Alright. Well, Lulu, this is the fun and hard part. Since neither of you knows what you want, it's time to throw you into the deep end to try stuff on. I'm not wearing anything weird. I take fashion very seriously, so I want you to at least try on everything I give you. Does that sound okay? I give Lucas a glance and he meets my eyes. He doesn't look very enthused, but he doesn't look like he's going to decline. If anything, he looks like he's waiting for my response. I think that's reasonable. We're really thankful for you doing this. If it was just Lucas and me, I don't know what I would have done. He waves me off with a puff of air, as if what I'm saying is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Despite looking back at us the entire time, he's still able to weave through all the racks with ease. It's nothing to thank me for. This is what I do for fun. So this is just as much for me as for you boys. Plus, I couldn't Lucas buy clothes himself. He'll just buy the same thing again. There's nothing wrong with these clothes. They're comfortable and look like something someone my age should be wearing. Why not just stick with them? Because that's boring, Lulu. You've got such a thin waist that I'm jealous. You can't hide it under all those layers you always wear. I'd kill for your metabolism. It finally gets Lucas to silence his protest with a huff. It's clear that he's embarrassed about Aure's compliments, even if he's hiding his face enough to keep me from seeing my any redness. The Martin stops when we reach the middle of the store, between all the sections. He turns around to face us with a twinkle in his eyes that only makes everything feel more ominous. Now, I'm going to go grab some stuff for you two to try on. You guys look around and have a little fun. Think of this as a first date. We're not dating, Aura. How many times do I have to tell you this? Lulu, you're so hard to understand when you're grumbling. I'll give the two of you some space and message you soon. The growl that rips through his teeth is chilling, and he looks ready to bite Aura's head off, but the Martin slinks away before Lucas is able to get another word out. He already knows how to get under Lucas's skin. It's hard for me to be upset at the prospect of this being a date, especially after what happened, but I have to keep this as casual and platonic as possible. Just a usual hangout with friends. A friend you've already kissed and cuddled up with. And done a little more with, too. It doesn't even seem like Lucas is annoyed that Aura keeps referring to us as a couple. He just looks like he's going to blow up in an awkward explosion. But now we're left in the store surrounded by numerous different departments of clothes and no idea what the two of us should do. Should we start with the men's section? I'm trying not to think about how Aura walked into the women's section first. I don't want to know what he's got in mind. What's the point? He's going to pick stuff out anyway. Let's go to a different store. That'll be more productive use of our time. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I remember seeing a little ice cream place on the floor below us. Their milkshakes look really nice. That sounds nice. I think I'd like that. Thanks, Wallace. He gives me a smile that makes the blood rush to my head and I can feel my face flushing up. I can see a matching redness on his face too as we just stare in silence. We should get going. He doesn't reply, only nods and follows after me. He's walking a lot closer to me now that Aura's gone. I didn't notice how stiff his tail had been, but this looks to be helping. If standing closer to me helps him feel more comfortable, he shouldn't stop if someone else is around, but I guess he just doesn't want Aura teasing him more than he already does. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. It turns out the place did hot dogs too, so we got one of them too. We texted Aura asking if he'd have one, but he declined, saying he'd get a proper lunch afterward. So the two of us just got a shake and a hot dog. Nothing too fancy. I was surprised that Lucas ordered a vanilla shake, though. I've never seen someone get one before. This is gonna sound weird, but this mall looks very familiar to me. This looks like possibly the Governor Square Mall in Tallahassee, Florida. I've been there. It's a really nice mall. Anyway, water time, y'all. Alright. He said he just prefers the more subtle flavor, and that's fair. I mostly just get chocolate because I like how smooth it feels. If I wanted something for flavor, I'd get lime. I was worried things would be awkward between us after Lucas's little outburst last night, but it's like it never happened. The only reminders of it, besides the pleasant memory, are little moments when we get a little too close or stare a little too long. I'm not sure if he's remembering it too, but I have a good feeling he is. Right now, we're just sipping our drinks while we wait for Aure to tell us to come back. It's been a lot more fun of a trip than I expected it to be, and there's an anxious excitement for what's to come. Have you read any more of Letters from a Duchess? Huh? Oh, only a couple more chapters. I don't want to get too far ahead of where we're supposed to be in class. With your help, I ended up getting several weeks ahead. I didn't do much. You're the one who did all the reading. I just helped you understand it. Yeah, but you made it so simple to understand, and you never made me feel stupid for not getting it. He raises his eyebrow at that, and it's obvious he doesn't believe that. Not intentionally. I know you don't mean to be mean. Just tell me if I say something wrong. I hate it when I hurt someone's feelings and they just stay silent and resent me. I'd never resent you. You're like my best friend. It just slipped out, and he looks taken aback. It's true, but I normally keep thoughts like that in my head. Just because he's the closest friend I have, it doesn't mean we're close enough to say that. But do you really mean that? Well, yeah, I do. I haven't really had any proper friends since middle school, and the last time I had actual close friends was in elementary. I thought you would have been popular. Nah, most of the guys at school avoided me, and I spent most of my time hiding away in the library. One of my computer science teachers let me stay in the computer lab during lunch, so I just played games. The shock wears off, and it leaves his ears drooping against his head. Something about what I said must have upset him. What made you think that, though? That I'd be popular? It's just, you're the nicest person I've ever met. I can't imagine you not having many friends or people disliking you. It's mostly my own fault. I became a bit of a loner during middle school and just avoided people throughout high school. I want to change that, so I'm trying to go out more and do things like make friends and have fun. I'm trying to change too. I don't want to stay like how I was in the past or even now. I want to be a better person, but I always end up messing things up. I think you're doing a great job. I mean, look at all the friends you have now. You have Aure, Lily, Lee, Oscar, me, and even Kostya again. Who knows how many more will be at the cafe? You did that in spite of me, not because of me. I only made things more difficult. Now that's definitely not true. No one ever got hurt by what you said. We all took it in stride, especially Oscar. He seems to find the whole thing amusing. The topic of Oscar has him scrunching up his nose and furrowing his eyebrows. I don't think it's disdain, though I can't be sure. He looks more like he's trying to figure out his feelings about him. He's annoying and crass, but his company isn't so bad. Whenever I say something rude or mean, he turns it on himself. I'm grateful for that. I think you guys are a little too harsh on Oscar. Sure, he's flirty and a little intrusive, but I think he really considers all of you friends and just wants to have fun. I know. He surprisingly respects my space. He doesn't come up and hug me like he does with you or Lily. He's just overwhelming and confusing. He mentioned finding Oscar confusing before, and I think it's a little deeper than I understand. When I tried to tell him I know what he meant, he said I didn't get it. Hey! His voice sounds a hell of a lot shakier now, and it's enough to bring me to full alertness, but there isn't anything wrong with him. He's just looking a little more flustered than usual. What's the matter? Nothing. I just wanted to ask, do you find him attractive? Lucas looks more on fire than I've seen for a long time. There's a genuine concern that he might overheat and pass out from the dark red his ears are looking and the way his red cheeks are peeking through. No. Not really. I mean, I find him a great person to be around, but I don't think I would want to sleep with him. He's just a great friend to me. Right. That didn't look like it soothed his nerves at all. In fact, he looks even more awkward than before. Let's see. Let's see. Alright. One second, y'all. I mean, yeah, he's pretty hot, I guess. I don't think I'd want to do anything with him, but he's definitely got a fun personality, and it helps that he looks fantastic. I'm not really sure how to put it without sounding like an idiot. No, that's fine. I understood what you meant. I expected him to look annoyed or judge me over my choices, but he looks significantly more comfortable now. It's closer to his usual grumpy shyness, though he's still avoiding eye contact with me. Do you? What? Do you find him attractive? That leaves him speechless, or more accurately, sputtering out incomprehensible words like the notion of it is just insanity. This doesn't last long before he's able to give me a straight answer. I suppose I do, but it's not a fair comparison. It's like finding a stripper attractive. It doesn't mean anything. It brings back another memory as well. Oscar mentioned you checking out Lee in that outfit on Thursday. Was that... Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Was that true? He shifts his eyes around as if anyone around us would be able to make out what we're saying with the hustle and bustle of the most popular mall in the city. I was just curious. He's hiding a lot. Yeah, I guess that's true. Aure mentioned you liked outfits like that. Did he mean that, or was he messing with me? It's always hard to tell with him. Ah. He licks his lips and is avoiding eye contact with me at any cost. It's shockingly cute to have him flustered over this question of all things. If I had to give an answer, I'd say yes. Is that a question? No, I do like them. Yeah. Can I ask why? Normally things that are super colorful give me headaches, but clothes are usually tame enough that I'm able to enjoy them. I just don't get to see stuff like that often, and it catches my eye. Aure wears them all the time, though. But he's more like family than anything else. I can't see him like that, even if he sometimes wants me to. Aure mentioned trying to sleep with Lucas before, but was rejected. But still, Aure doesn't give me the vibe that he actually wants to have sex with Lucas. Just tease him a little, maybe. But it's surprising that Lucas is into the kind of stuff that Aure and I guess Lee wears. He always comes off as so stiff, though maybe that's why. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to check out that Patreon, y'all. Bye-bye!